Tools. NSA has a wide variety of James Bond-like tools for getting at specific computers and specific pieces of data. There's a group called Tailored Access Operations, and their job is the black bag team, to get in and get stuff that's really valuable and really secret. They do this by basically hacking systems, but they have a budget that no hacker has. They have little pieces of hardware that they try to slip into computers, right? So maybe they can intercept a package as it's being shipped from the manufacturer to the person who bought it. Or maybe they can break into some foreign embassy and slip in this, this device. They call those implants.
You browse the internet, you connect to a website, let's say you go to the New York Times, and you're visiting the New York Times. Your browser is actually receiving data from the New York Times and maybe some of the New York Times' advertisers, right? And so typically that's a bunch of text about the story you're reading and the advertisements, the images, and some additional like code that runs inside your browser that tells your browser what colors to show or how to render the fonts. The NSA basically jumps into that communication and injects malicious code that tells your browser or exploits a vulnerability in your browser that allows the NSA to take over your computer. And it does so by effectively being positioned with all of these telecom providers, right? So when my computer connects to the New York Times, I actually go through AT&T's network. And if the NSA has a system on AT&T's network, instead of the New York Times responding back to me, the NSA responds back to me with a malicious version of that site and injects software into my computer that takes over my computer. The NSA uses malware to also take over your smartphone. Dropout Jeep is essentially an application that the NSA can push to your phone, tricking you to download software, or injecting it as you're connecting to a website or an application, or what we understand to be silent SMS messages that your phone doesn't display but that executes. Essentially, via one of those mechanisms, they send software to your phone that essentially takes over your phone and allows the NSA to send commands to it that collect your data, that monitor your SMS, that turn on the microphone, the camera, etc. You ever turn off your laptop and it doesn't fully go to sleep? Right, so and it basically gets really hot because letting it shut down. They can do the same thing with your phone. They can inject software that makes it appear that it's shutting down, but just before the device actually powers off, there's a process running that will communicate with the NSA and send its location.